Before this interview even gets going, Denzel sets the tone. No ego, no attitude, just pure humility. He calls himself an ordinary guy with an extraordinary job. And honestly, that says everything about who he is. In a world full of people chasing fame, he's grounded enough to remember his purpose.
How is it tiring to be so that guy that everyone just, for decades, you've been someone that's almost like a sex symbol? Like, are you not tired?
I'm not that guy.
No?
I'm an ordinary guy with an extraordinary job.
Amazing. All right, we're going to talk about this fantastic film.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about you, your legacy. We're going to try and play some music that represents you. I think I'll start with, we watched Gladiator yesterday. So we had Gladiator 2, we watched it. And I mean, Denzel, you're a main character. I could not stop watching you. You're so, like, I feel like the storyline, I was so like, I wanted to know everything about you and your character. So I want to know, because you're super particular about what roles you take.
I'm not super particular.
No?
In this case, well, yes, I say yes. Well, I say no more than I say yes. But in this case, it's Ridley Scott. And he called, and I said yes. I said, we had great success together with American Gangster. And he called me up, told me what he was doing, gave me the idea of what he wanted me to do, and I said yes.
Yeah. So you hadn't seen the script, obviously.
I really don't remember. I don't think I read it before he called, but I'm not sure. To be honest with you.
You must be at that stage where it's like, you're not reading scripts and auditioning, right?
It's been about 40 years for that, love. About 40 years. Yeah, I haven't auditioned for a movie in...
40?
I don't know if it's 40 exactly. I won an Academy Award in 1989.
That's
How many
right.
years ago is that?
So that would be 35?
Honestly, I love how grounded Denzel is. When he said, "I'm an ordinary guy with an extraordinary job," it just hit different. He doesn't let the fame get to his head. And the way he trusted Ridley Scott without even needing the script shows confidence built from years of experience, not ego.
I want to continue and talk about you getting into movies, because the stories about you, and I've watched interviews of you, and you talk about the fact that even in your household, you come from a very Christian household, and movies wasn't even something you would be watching regularly, right?
No. King of Kings, Ten Commandments,
Crazy.
Wizard of Oz.
That's it.
That's about it.
So what made you want to be an actor? Because
Nothing. What made me want to be an actor? I was studying
to be a doctor,
pre-med.
right?
Yeah, that lasted about a week. It was like, maybe I was an actor then.
Maybe you were
I was
acting
gonna
as a
act like a doctor. But acting sort of chose me. I used to do a lot of work with children. So I was working at a YMCA camp, and we put on a little skit the counselors did for the kids. And I got up there, and I remember this guy, Miles Joyce, when I came off the stage. And I had already flunked out of college. Let me preface it with that.
Okay.
So I tried everything else. And he said, "Man, you that was like, you ever thought about like being an actor?" I was like, "Nah." He said, "You should think about it." So within the university, Fordham University, I transferred down to the Lincoln Center campus. They had the theater program, and I did a musical, found out I couldn't sing.
Amazing. I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah?
That's quite disappointing.
Yeah. But the girls were in the musical, so I was like, man.
Do you remember what musical it was?
No, it was a combination. It was terrible.
Like a medley?
Yeah, of songs of, I forgot who, but
It's a long
I
time
couldn't
ago.
sing.
It's so inspiring how Denzel didn't plan to be an actor, yet acting still found him. Coming from a strict Christian home with limited exposure to movies, and then discovering his path through a simple camp skit, makes his journey feel so real. Even when he jokes about failing college and not being able to sing, he stays completely relatable.
I forgot who it was. It was Carl Sandburg. It was like based on Carl Sandburg. Awful.
Okay.
I was awful in it.
He was
Awful.
Well, at least you knew your limitations. So college, you were like, nah, this ain't for me. I don't want to be a doctor. I can't be a doctor. Can't sing. Acting chose you, like you said.
The head of the theater department at Fordham always wanted to do The Emperor Jones, and he wanted to do Othello, but he didn't have the actors. So after the musical, the first role I played was Eugene O'Neill's The Emperor Jones. So I played the lead in a college production, and then the second role I played was Othello at like 20 years old, and people were like, "Man, you really have a gift." And I was like, "Oh, I think I found it."
Found it. I love that it found you. Are there any roles that you would like to play that you never have?
I'm revisiting Othello 50 years later.
Amazing.
In January, I start there. You said roles that what? You said
that you haven't played before. Because I'll be honest, I've watched Marvel and DC and I'm like, Denzel should have just been a character with a cape. You and cape seem to look quite great.
I don't want to... I shouldn't say, but I've been talking to someone who has made one of those.
I'm onto something.
He looks like me in color, and that's all I'll say.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
I love how Denzel went, from not even knowing his path to landing powerful roles, like the Emperor Jones and Othello so early. When people told him he had a gift, it's like he finally recognized his calling. Now, seeing him revisit Othello 50 years later feels like a full circle moment.
I wanted to know, what are you doing to keep in shape?
I was at the Academy Awards, I think it was 2 years ago, whatever it was. For the last 22 months, I've been training with a guy named Dodd Romero, who trained Lenny Kravitz. He's got Lenny looking like Lenny. We got J-Lo, he trains Jennifer Lopez. And he makes all my meals. And I've lost about 75 pounds over the 22 months, but I put on, or he says I put on about 15 pounds, whatever it is, pounds of muscle. And it's just lifestyle. I mean, I don't drink or smoke anyway. So, but Haagen-Dazs ice cream was a close friend of mine. That
Did you have to get rid?
Yeah. Well, moderation is the key. I won't say never, but, I'm liking the results.
Right, so something you wanted to tell us, Denzel, that some people might not know about, your son's relationship with Kendrick Lamar. You were just saying about the video.
Malcolm has directed his brother, John David, in August Wilson's The Piano Lesson. And you got to see it. It's really, really, really good. And in fact, my other daughter, Katya, was one of the producers. So I'm, just
you family flex. You family flex on us, all right?
Correct.
Big up the Washingtons.
Denzel's fitness journey really impressed me. Losing 75 pounds in 22 months and treating it as a lifestyle shows serious dedication. And when he talked about his kids' success and their involvement in creative projects, it was clear how proud he is of his family. It gave a warm and inspiring vibe overall.
What would you say about being Christian, having your faith, and trying to kind of work that around this industry?
Where he leads me, I will follow. And sometimes it's in the valley. Like this role, the wages of sin is death. There's no point in worrying about or thinking that it doesn't exist. It's interesting that a role like this is celebrated.
Agreed.
We're at the doorstep. Pick a side. I know where I am, and I know where I'm going. So I'm not worrying about what I'm doing. I know who leads me, and I listen to who leads me. I was on a yacht. You're a Christian woman, right? On a boat, listening to music, praying, and there was a song on called "The Face of God." And I said, Lord, in my prayer, I said, Lord, everybody's singing about the face of God. They can see your face, and I want to see your face. And while I was saying, I want to see your face, I heard, turn to your left.
Denzel's answer felt very deep and spiritual. The way he said, where he leads me, I will follow, showed how strong his faith is, even in an industry full of distractions. It feels like he truly believes God guides him. It wasn't just an answer. It sounded like a testimony of his trust and direction in life.
Okay, I want to talk to you about your role as, you're like a big brother and a father figure outside of your family, obviously. And, there was a story that I'd read about what you'd done for Chadwick Boseman, and, that he couldn't afford to attend academy school. And you are so important. We've seen that. We've seen you, in that moment with Will Smith, and you go to talk to him. How important is that for you? And did you have that when you started out?
I love helping people. Nothing I love more. I love helping people. I've always been that way. The first part of your life you learn. The second part you earn.
Sorry, when's that part? Is it
the third
30?
part you
40?
return?
Okay.
You give back.
Denzel's words felt very genuine here. When he said, "I love helping people, nothing I love more," it showed how naturally giving he is. The way he explained life in 3 parts, learn, earn, and return, was simple but powerful. Denzel shows that when you know your purpose, you don't need to prove anything. It's not about fame, it's about faith. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section.